What is going on, guys? Welcome. I'm rocking out. I might be playing some other music today. We'll see. Uh, keep that energy up. What's going on? Welcome in. It's been a couple weeks. I was at a conference last week, so that sort of took up all my energy. But here we are. Feel free to say hello in the comments. We're going to do some more work on sesh today. Everybody voted, and that seemed to be the overwhelming thing that people wanted to see. Let's do a little bit of that. Hope you guys are doing all right. I think I know what we're going to work on today. I was thinking about it. Wasn't entirely sure earlier today, but let me know in chat if there's something specific that you want tackled or you're hoping to see that's not in the project yet. But no time like the present. Let's write some code. We're going to go ahead and go here. Let's go to sesh. I think we're going to do something like this. Sweet. We did work on that last stream. That was interesting. What I really want to do is this listing. I want to create like a cool, pretty looking formatted list so that instead of just being the name of the sessions, that we can style them and make them look cool, add icons, add colors. I would love to see stuff like that. So I think I'm going to play around with that today. We'll rock and roll. I don't know if you guys love the music. I kind of want to play my own music, but you guys won't be able to hear it because of copyrights. So I think I'm going to do a little fade out. I'm going to recommend that you play your favorite music in the background, but let's just do some coding. So I know right now that we want to get all this opened. List, session list. So as of right now, this what comes out of tmux list is just tmux session. And I take the tmux session, I append it all together, and then the command list does a join on sessions and prints it out. So that I'm less worried about. I think for coloring, I'm going to have to use a package that works directly on. Oh, let's get rid of all that. All right, let's try this again. Sesh. So on my list command, I think I'm gonna have to do like print with colors. There's probably going to be some sort of session print command that'll be separate with colors. Yeah. And then let's go ahead and just do a quick formatted list. It's the tmux list. I'll probably simplify this, but this should print the tmux session array. And this prints a Zoxide result, name path score. So these are my tmux sessions. Right. And so here I'm just grabbing the name of the tmux session, and that's what gets put into list. So I want to sort of break this down, and at the very least I could do like, the question right now is if I standardize these, which we do have a, rather than list, it would be a session. And right now I have source, name, and path. So this becomes source, name, and path. Let's do that. It should be like session, source, tmux, name, capital S, name, path, session path. And I'm not great at this yet. I'm always like, how do I do this? Session. And this is going to be session. And this is capitalized. And then these sessions now transform into session. And this guy will change to session, and we'll just repeat the process. Session. What's going on with you guys? You guys are really quiet today. Oh, as I realize this is a path, result path. Cool. Do you guys like my gopher? I designed him with a little bass guitar. Time for dinner? Yeah? Nice. All right, so we got our format. We've got, everything looks fine here. This is my sesh list, so command list is going to be different. We can't just join, we need to print with colors. So I'm going to loop through, I guess I'm going to just talk with ChatGPT again. And I've actually decided this works the same and gets rid of vertical space, which I didn't realize until recently. All right, so given the following type, I want to list I want to loop through each entry and format the printing of each line to show an icon. And colorize it. How do I do this with GoLang? And we'll see how well this kind of guides me. So they're going to go, it's probably just a for loop. Oh, nice. It's even colorizing it for me. And then you can do a string join. Sure. This is probably, we'll probably want some sort of oh, I see. They want the results to be making of a string. That's totally fair. And ANSI string needs to be at something, right? Sure. This can be private for now. So we can't do name and path. Name and path. And then we'll do something like this. We'll take some nerd font. Ooh, that's bright. We'll tmuxify it. So boom, let's take that guy. And then I think like a database thing for now. Actually, I guess we can do a folder. What do we want to do? How about this one? So we have a config file now, so we can definitely let people set whatever icons they want. My intention was, as this feature grows, that we like allow people to choose how they want to format it. We give them variables. Ken, great question. What do I love about GoLang? I'm glad it's a typed language, first of all. It's not strictly typed, but having types is very nice. It's very simple, which I kind of am liking the most about it so far. The approach is very straightforward. The more simple you make the code, the more Go seems to make sense to me. It's often pretty explicit, like do thing, check for error, do thing, check for error. But as someone who has seen some pretty lazy JavaScript code in my career, that we're not always checking for errors in JavaScript land. TypeScript helps some, but not fully. So I like the sort of there's a bit of, I guess, discipline to writing simple GoLang. And I'm getting better with error handling. That's actually something that people have been trying their best to help me improve on in this project so far. But it's a very young project, so I totally get that there's a long way to go here. Let's see, let's just list. Oof. Right. So the result is that for each session, we overwrite the value for that. And then this is, they don't like this. Session value in assignment cannot use. What do you mean you can't use? Code int. Oh, what is this about? The assignment of which value? Value of type string as session.session. Yeah, but I'm not trying to assign it to session.session. I am trying to set this to results. That would be why. All right. Cannot use sessions as string. I'm not. I'm trying to print a string. So session comes from my list, and this should be a session. I know it's a little bit funny naming, but I like having a sort of abstract term for session where all of our logic for sesh specifically go. What is this saying? Cannot use sessions. Result. Results. Session name. What is this saying? 64. Is my string join not valid? Maybe not. So we have that returning a string, and then we have our sessions. Our result is, I guess I can append it. Does it not like creating an additional array that way? So it's string. And then we take result and we append. Is that it? It doesn't like that. So we would say append results this guy. I should be able to, I not declared. Oh, I see, results. Well, that would be wrong. All right, let's do that. That should be valid. All right, what's going on? I'm not good with Go yet. What is going on? I'm appending a string to that. Yeah, so I had to go back to what I was. I thought what I was doing before was more clear anyway. I like this make based off of the length of sessions, and then we're adding to each one, we're reassigning. This reassignment should work, shouldn't it? Cannot use sessions as string. Is it this part? It doesn't like the length of that? Or am I doing a return on? I don't think there's a return here. I don't know. Am I doing a join? Yes, I am. I should be able to join on an array of strings. Results equal append. Okay. So I make them, and then I convert it into session strings. This is all what I'm doing. Each session is converted to its own string representation. Yes. The result. What's going on? Any ideas, chat? I'm seeing results equal append, but there's no typing error. It says 64 on choose. Ah, stupid. I don't even want to mess with this right now. Then what do I have to do? Do I have to, that's why I want to print list. Because print list is going to be different. Yes, it will be different. All right, so do I just do this on choose? Well, I want to get rid of choose. I'm just going to do that today. If only I read the stack, chat. All right, so then that should give me Yes, so commands to CLI. We're not going to choose anymore. Sweet. So check it out. So now they're styled. I don't really like writing green, or maybe we'll play around with it, but that's the direction I want to go. We're not going to show all of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. So on my list, not that list, this list, we are not going to show path. We are just going to show, oh, no, choose is not here anymore. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, so we'll need to make this into probably a print. And this goes away. And we will go run main list. Now, I need to probably point this to something else. Now, the question I have is like, is this thing going to work nicely if let's just try it. We're going to go build to sesh. And I might as well brew uninstall sesh for now. This might blow up in my face. Hey, look at that, chat. We got colors. That's cool. Let's go ahead and get dot files up. And the connection is going to be bad. Yeah. So we're going to have to make sure to fix that. I guess we'll just slice the first two. This is like super brute force approach here. I kind of don't want red. Can I change what are codes for base 16 colors? Show me all the numbers in a table labeled with red or whatever color each is. We are using your fave, Dan. So the CLI, we got this your fave. It's pretty simple CLI. It does the job really well. I absolutely know about Cobra and Viper, but I found that they were a little overly engineered for such a simple project. Hey, look at that. Look at that beautiful color code. So we can play around with this. And the thing that I want to do is I want all tmux to be blue and all blue and all of these to be, I think, cyan. Look at that, it even knew. No, thanks. I guess right now we need a build. Have you guys set anything up where if I hit save, it auto builds? Anyone set that up? Like I know how to, I can do that with a auto command, which I could probably just do right now, but I was curious if anyone has like an extension or a plugin or something. Dot files. Yeah, so that won't work. Let's sesh connect dot files. Boom. Oh, that is not blue. That is air. Go watch air. Go watch air. Go watch air. That's funny. The movie Air. No, good try. GoLang Air. Okay, live reload for Go apps. Yes. So is this one of those things you just go install it and then I don't want to Dockerize it. Can I tell it what to build? Air is such a, it means so many things, right? It's in chemistry, not chemistry, but it's in science and it's in everywhere. Like everyone uses that word. It's nothing new. Okay, so cool. I like it. Thank you for the rec. I will check this out. I think for now, the question I have for chat, okay, so that is not the right color. That is magenta. 34, did I type it wrong? I did. Look at that, that's my own fault. Okay. My dog is like, why are you ignoring me? What's up? What's up, dog? Oh, say hello. Say hello. All right, look what we're doing. We're writing GoLang. What do you think of that? Right. Okay, cool. So they're air toml. That's good to know. Maybe I'll use that one. I guess you'll get feedback as it runs, so you know that it's run. But boom. Okay. All right. I can't hold you in code at the same time. But I like it. That looks cool, right? The other thing that I thought of, and it might throw people off, is instead of using the directory names, this is just my own, what I kind of want to do with this. The Zoxide results, Zoxide list. I don't want to use the name. This might take longer, so we'll look at some benchmarks here probably, but instead of just saying that the name is a pretty path, I'm thinking like determine name based off of the result, and the result is the path. So this might blow up in my face. We're about to find out. Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? I think I can just, I just want to config empty. There's some simple way to do this, I think. Can't remember exactly how this goes. I want just config. There we go, something like that. Should that be fine? And I want to determine the name based off of the path. The name comes from the path, and I got all my logic here. Yes, that is what I want. So does this not? Oh, I see. Cyclical. Cyclical. Who's importing who? Is this the config from sesh? The session package, probably. That's no fun. So this is my Zoxide list. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Why does config even need to be passed? I'm not using it. I am not using. All right, let's skip that. Anyone got a music recommendation? This is what I've been listening to recently. I'll show you. We've got all sorts of stuff, kind of all over the place here. This one's really good. A little R&B and soul. All right, so I can't do cyclical dependencies, but this is going to cause another issue. I don't want to import this. I don't really even want to use it. Session is being imported from Zoxide. Not anymore. Zoxide list. I don't need that. Oh, I see. Is that what it is? So that's right. I'm not going to be able to do that. So I need some sort of, I'll just extract this. This is really good logic. I'm really quite a fan of this. So the determine name thing, basically all this determine logic could become its own determine package. Determine, did I spell that right? Determine. Yeah. Determine. I can't spell. Determine.go. All right. So package determine. And then I do what? Go mod tidy, and it cleans all that up. And then everywhere that I determine, session.determine, this changes to determine.determine. Good old determine.determine. So that's that. All right, so then that means we're almost there. This is going to build, shouldn't it, right? So Zoxide lists, we need to get rid of this and this. Determine. Is this not going to play nice? Zoxide list. That should have gone away. Okay, great. Come on, man. This is determine. Determine name, determine path, come from a different place. Determine session path. Right. So this thing. Okay, chat. NeoVim friends here. When you think about, I have all this code and it needs to go to another place, what would be like your most efficient way? I'm just very curious. What's your most efficient way of thinking, okay, I have all this code, it needs to be somewhere else. How would you move it? I'm just curious. I'll show you what I would do. And I can, I think I'm writing code fairly quickly. I don't know if people are keeping up or if you guys are like running circles around me, but refactoring is kind of tricky. So I can say that I would probably just do a move. So like that. And we got our determine. So that probably should have just gotten moved. And this one, sesh name. These are private, but are they all private internally? There's a little bit of okay, I think so. So I would just move name to determine. So that's what I would probably do. But now we have deter path. This needs to be determine. And we're going to do the same with name. It needs to be determined. So that's what I would do. I know some of you are couch surfers, so not getting much feedback today. That's all right. All right, let's find out if I'm stable. My code is stable. Jury's still out on me. Okay, so determine is cyclical because Zoxide wants to determine something, but connect also wants to determine something. Yes, sure. So we're determining the session here. This is called LF. So LF is just a Ranger-like file picker kind of thing, which uses like HJK and L. And then if I hit colon, I can run commands down here. I've been playing around with Yazi. Yazi's super dope, but I just am not keeping up with it. So I actually have Yazi here too. Capital F. Yeah, so here's Yazi. And it kind of works the same way. And you can do shell commands and stuff. It works just only slightly differently. All right, so we have the dependency problem, which I can totally fix this. So connect will determine something. So Zoxide can't also determine something. I think I have a basic dir. It may be one of those things that name has to come from a different place. Ugh, this is the fun part. Can I visualize? Visualize GoLang packages in a project. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, Dan. So I could set up a pointer with some of this stuff. GoViz. Anyone use GoViz? Nice. Let's do it. We need GraphViz, fine. And we get it. Yeah, so I know I have a cyclical dependency. I think I know what it is because the Zoxide package, well, we saw the error here. The connect package wants to determine the session based off of the input. But I believe is determine using Zoxide? Is that the issue? Determine. Yes, on path. Why is Zoxide being called? Because I am using Zoxide to query for a result. I don't know if I want to put that here anymore. Jordan, you never used pointers? Well, JavaScript does a lot of pointers, and we don't even know it, which is why I'm not a fan of the sort of object-oriented approach to JavaScript programming. But I don't think I should determine the path by querying Zoxide. I think maybe I should do some sort of fallback on the connect command. What do we think of that? Yes, because if I pass this in on itself, we could end up in a weird loop, which is the whole point of why cyclical dependencies aren't allowed. So let's not do that at all. That will fix my error. There may be more errors. So on the connect, I'm going to do some sort of determine. And oof, that's not going to work. Let's go back. On this guy. And then I have my connect. All right, so we're going to do make if session can't be determined. Something like that will happen. What's up? Looks like more people came in. Hello. Feel free to say hi. Ask questions. It doesn't have to be Go related. If you want to talk about programming. Jordan, yes. Jordan asks a question that I need to clarify. So due to like just my family schedule, Thursday nights are easier for me and for the family. So I moved it to Thursday. But yeah, they've been Wednesday for quite a while now. Dan, you just started GoLang. How exciting. How are you liking it so far? Do you like Go? I've been using it for a couple months now, give or take, and I did a little bit of very minor contributing to like existing projects over the last couple of years, but nothing like this, nothing like actually like building code, just sort of like fixing variables and adjusting code flow to like solve really particular problems. A better version of TS. Oh, interesting. I find them wildly different, to be honest. I don't think they're similar at all, aside from both being programming languages and both having type safety. But TypeScript does all the front end stuff too. So Go is only going to get you so far when you compare the two. But I'm finding it refreshing to try a new language and to get the mental model. Like, what is the mental model here? So that's been fun. Yeah, totally. So Dan's saying, yeah, the ecosystem, totally opinionated. The formatter's built in, right? And the way the imports work, I actually have Go imports added to my project. So it's even more like, hey, we're going to sort your imports in a certain way. And you're going to have to write your code a certain way. And if you don't write it that way, we're going to not build. So it's a little bit limiting in some regards, but that limitation sort of frees you up to not think about those things, which I like. So yeah, cool. Yeah, so Jordan asked a good question too as we're here chatting. Did I use Bash? The T session manager that I was using before, and all of you have starred. Thank you for the stars. We wrote this in Go. I have a whole ticket on different programming languages I could have picked from. I don't think I was very confident in Go, or not Go, in Node, because in the day job, which you know about, I have written a CLI in Node because the entire project is in TypeScript. So like, it was just perfect to say, okay, all my CLI code is written in TypeScript because all the other code in the whole project for the whole business is in TypeScript as well. But I don't love the tooling. I don't love the frameworks that give you, I guess Bun is pretty cool now. Bun might have been a fun way. But in most cases, you need a dependency. So it's not something that I've seen done well where you write it out to a binary. So that's Go is like a lot of the major CLIs that I've enjoyed lately are written in Go. And Rust was another big option. And it was like kind of overwhelming looking. Like I was like, what is Rust? This looks like a foreign language, right? I was like, I don't even know what this means in the hello world. It was just like kind of strange looking to me. So I thought the sort of obstacle of like legibility was kind of high. Oh, sweet. You use Hono. Yeah, I've heard of Hono. So Hono can do CLIs because this is like a brew install thing, brew install sesh. And it's a single binary that just does what it needs to do. So I've never tried building Hono out to a CLI, but that's cool. Okay, I'm gonna keep coding. I'm real close to getting this thing looking the way that I want to. All right, so my determine logic, determine this session needs to now be session.session. Hopefully there's no cyclical dependencies here. Yes, there are. Dang it. How do I separate these? This sucks. Okay. They're just too much tight. They're tied together too much for me to easily pull this apart. All right. So if we want to determine what a session would be, we would just, I guess if I want to determine the name of a session, that could be its own thing. So like this whole determine name logic is all that I care about. It's all that I'm going for here. So the question now is, what is the easiest way to split this out? How would I pull this out without going crazy or without spending 2 hours on stream trying to pull apart code? So we get our name from path, and my name from path looks at the absolute path. It looks at the Git, if it's a Git work tree or if it's a Git repository, and it pulls out the name based off of that. So all of this stuff is just a string result. So determining a name could be put in the path. Well, I got rid of the path. Let's just remove this path. So session is like the abstract layer here that like lets me list sessions. This name thing maybe is what I need to get rid of. This is a utility that doesn't need to live here. I don't think I need a factory. I just need good dependency resolution here. I just need to order the code in a way that is useful and isn't going to create a cyclical dependency. So the idea of like generating a session itself, I do end up asking for what is the name of this session, but that is just a piece of it. When we do the list, we determine. Oh, maybe I don't call the determine stuff here because I just isolated these. That's right. I just kind of pulled these apart. So session is source name path. The session sources are tmux and Zoxide. This check any true, where are we using this? On the list. So let's just go ahead and put that there. So determining the name is just a super simple thing. So I'm guessing there's some sort of name package, or it can't be in the session package. It needs to just live on its own. So like a name package. This is where I'm not so sure about the best practices in Go. So if there's literally just a name package, it's like I want to determine the name of a session. It can't live in the session package because I want to use that as like a utility in lots of different places. So name determine. That feels weird. No, yeah, so I don't do libs. Well, I'm currently in the process of like trying to work out. I watched a really good talk on this. The idea of like a utils function is like a shortcut that isn't creating a good end result, at least when you scale your code base. You want your package to be doing a thing, and you want the package to be describing what it's doing, not just a catch-all for whatever you feel like dropping in a reusable package. You know what I mean? So that was a mindset shift that I'm trying to do a good job at keeping. Does that mean I have to think about it a little bit more? Yes. But conceptually, I liked it. I was like, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense to me that. So we're going to determine name. So that means that this, we're going to move name to name. Move name to name. I don't know if name go, name go. Sesh sock side list. So now instead of determining, we are going to name determine name. Will this have to go mod tidy? Name undefined name. No, I just defined it. Let me have it. Let's save all. Sure. So now we got name, and determine name. So now we got a bit of a mess here. I don't think the determine logic had to be moved, to be honest. We have our determine. I think we're just going to simplify this. I will go back to session determine. Session determine. It's just the name that I care about, right? Sock side list name. Yes. Session. We have our path. We have our name. Determine. So then this becomes name.determine name. Oh, that music ended. Let's see. We got to Christmas already, so here's all my latest music. Just shuffle my jam playlist. This is my big playlist. Let's do it. All right, so a little bit of code finagling. Oh, I see. All right, so we're going to call this. We got a duplication here. The name package is going to throw this off. So we want to call this determine session name, I guess. Come on, that should work. Name, yes. Good old refactors. You have to actually change things. All right. German 22, no more config. Sweet. So now I want to build. Nope. Build. What happened to my command? Go build out. Ugh, now I got to do this again. Go build dash O. Go path. Is that right? Which sesh? All right. This is where that tool error would be useful, wouldn't it? All right, so we got this. It builds and run main list. Yeah, so check that out. It lists them in the way that we would see them. Maybe people wouldn't like that, but I like this idea where I'm not translating it in my head to like, what is it going to look like when I call it? It's like, no, this is what the sessions are called, whether they're active or not. This is my idea. This is my hypothesis of seeing if this is going to feel good. Oh, and there's a delay because of the conversion, which is what I was talking about. So we'd have to determine every single one of them, which looks for if it's a Git repository and things like that, which is slow and has to be done on every one. So that loss in speed is not worth it at all. So the question is there a way to, once this is made, these entries don't change? We were experimenting with a SQLite pattern to introduce something like this, instantly, but ultimately I moved away from that because SQLite caused a lot of complexity in the project, like a whole lot. Like you got to deal with database migrations and you got to instantiate the database if it's not there. And you have to be able to let the user add items and remove items from the database. So you need like CRUD operations. And it became this huge thing. And I was like, man, this is going to like blow up really fast and become this thing where maintenance is going to be involved. So I guess this isn't really practical because I really need this to be instantaneous. And some of this stuff is like Git work tree stuff. Like these are work tree values. I wonder if raycast fails. Couldn't get sessions. Oh, because the path isn't there. Okay, so let's just play around with this. Time. Is it time? Oh, you put it before, don't you? Right. Unfortunately, with tooling, something that's people work on every day, I can't really ship something it needs to be as fast as possible. And I don't think the formatting caused too much issues. So when we were here, this guy, it was fun to play with. I'm happy to have kind of experimented today. When we list, we determine, don't we? Determine name. So now this is just path. And it's instant, yeah. So even if we do like a pretty path, which is what I do originally, it's instant. It just happens immediately. Because string manipulation is simple, but scanning through an entire project is a lot more work. So I could do some simple substitutions or something. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. E. What is that? I was thinking about taking really long strings and finding a way to concatenate them. Like Telescope does this with their smart command. Let's see, maybe dot files. Oh yeah, we haven't gotten connect to work yet. Connect. So if let's see, this or this has prefix, right? So nice little if choice removes the first two characters if either symbol is found. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna very quickly just say like, hey, if this thing has, yeah, if this has that, then we're gonna overwrite it. So just a nice little string manipulation here. Sesh connect dot files. Oh, failed to add it. I don't want to add it because the session that gets determined, we're adding this session path. Go run main connect dot files. Can I not override a variable like this? Dot files. Weird. It should have determined that. Oh, look at that extra space. There we go. All right, so there's more spaces there than I realized. Go build. Yeah, so that's not gonna like, it's not gonna like that. We just rinse and repeat. I swear it was gonna be 2. By the way, I'm curious if anyone here knows how to get FCF to give me the error. This is not the error. This is just part of the command. So this command triggered an error, but tmux FCF has no way of outputting that back to me, which is kind of a pain point for me. I've tried piping out certain outputs, which it hasn't worked. So let's format, print line, format, print line. Yeah, see? Oh, I want to grab everything after the first two. Is it grabbing the first two characters? No, removing the first two. That's right. We should be able to take that. Or is it because there's a space that connect? That's probably it. So if I go to my dot files, oh, this isn't going to work. Secret. I'm going to use my old package. Okay, so this guy needs to be a string. So this connect needs to grab the value that gets returned as a double quote. Can I do this? Can I do quotes? No, I can't. If I do double quotes, we're going to run into this issue. Can I escape the double quote? Do I single quote? No, I need double quotes. Do I need double quotes? Is this going to be valid? Yeah, it needs to be double quotes. I wonder if it'll be helpful. Double quotes? Oh, shoot. Do you have to do all that? That's so annoying. Dang. If it says so, we got to freaking wrap everything in double quotes. It immediately was like, nope. Double quotes. Oh, hold on. I need my sesh connect, please. Sesh connect that. That's not going to work. Okay, we need this thing to be wrapped in strings. I could abstract it into its own variable, I guess. It's basically taking the nerd font symbol and it's making that the argument when I need it to be the whole session. So we got this guy, and it's like, oh, hey, this character with a space, that means this is the argument to the result. And what I need is this to be wrapped in a string. So can I escape a single string? That is that. And then a single string. I don't think that's valid. That should be, but it doesn't want to run. So if I do this, it's valid. And sesh gets returned. And it takes the Unicode value. I might need to use a different symbol. All right, so this is like not ready. We've been going just over an hour. There's definitely more to be done here. Do you guys like this? Let's go back. Do you guys like the icons? Do you think it's worth the extra effort to figure out how to parse all this and to play with it nicely? Because right now it works. That's kind of where I've landed. I'm like, see, so Zoxide, all. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, they do look really nice, right? Okay. Yeah, you're convincing me, Glenn. And this is one of those things that I'll probably let people pick if they want it or not. The other thing that we haven't talked about that I was going to do is my, yeah, it's not going to work. My choice here, the other thing that I would do is I would take the session list, and then we have our command list where we print everything out pretty. $S. I kind of wanted to put numbers. String convert. All right, and so this one goes a step further, and it's like, if you want 6, you can type 6. Or if you want 2, you can hit 2. And that was one idea that I had. I don't know if people would like that idea as much, but it's like an option. Like if you wanted to do this, you could. We got to figure out what that E is about, though. That's weird. So here we have all these options. And then these I would do, where's my table of colors? We'd probably do like a light gray, 37. So we're going to say index. We're going to take that guy, and we're going to ANSI string all of them. That's cool. So you have $37, that value. So I thought this would be fun. Oh, let's get that there. And so, oh, that looks weird. Dark gray 90. Yeah. And so I thought this would be kind of a fun way of doing it. So you can see like, I want number 29. And this number changes dynamically. So it's not going to be one of those things that I think would be amazing, like muscle memory kind of thing. Like you wouldn't want to assign your brain to go 4 is always dot files. But like here, if it was like model, I could say I want to go to model. Or if I want to go to my website, that's 6. Part of me thinks that kind of gets in the way personally, because I tend to just type what I'm going to type and it matches. So I might be overthinking it, but something I thought that would be fun to play with. Let's go here. Oh, I just got rid of the wrong one. Let's delete till, comma. And let's get rid of that. All right. I don't know what this is about. Could just be a rendering. Page find. I think it's just a rendering issue. Some sort of scrolling issue. Okay. I never scroll. This isn't the way I use this tool. But this one is pretty wild. All right. Well, then let's get this across the finish line. How do we just optionally let people? This is where the config thing is going to matter, which might create more dependency problems. But we want to be able to, in the configuration, say, hey, I want to use icons. Why is this green? Blue is 34. Cool. Yeah, I think icons are pretty sweet. So I don't think this is the most organized code. You guys probably would be quick to agree. So we're going to choose, the choose command goes away. Sure, remove choose command in favor. User customizing FCF or any other tool on their own. Now there are packages that let me color. I guess the values aren't that big a deal. I also could make my own like color printing package. So that's that. Connecting. The name package got moved. We determined name in a name package. Here we've converted the output. I like it. All right, so we're gonna, this doesn't work yet, so I can't really ship this. And if people don't want nerd font icons or don't have nerd font icons set up, this is gonna break. I have a suspicion that people aren't gonna want this icon, they're gonna want a different icon. What do we think? Do we need to take another look at that? This one might be fun. There's like a ton to choose from, right? So the question right now is, what to pick? Hmm. Now, the way that tmux does it, man, tmux, and we can just look at my code. It uses this format where you can do this sort of $ angle brackets, and you can say the foreground is white and it's no bold, or the foreground is blue and it is bolded. And then that this hash s it's like a variable substitution. So, man, tmux, this is basically, let's just go to it, $s. Display string to the left of the status line. All right, and so see formats and styles. So formats. This whole idea could be translated pretty easily to a program like this. And I would update the man file to include, and the README to include instructions on, like, what are the variables? What can you use? What can you place here? The only problem is right now, I'd have to be able to pull out the name of the result so that I always end up being able to connect to it successfully. So that's where it really gets complicated. It's no matter which item I choose or whatever format I choose, I would need that format to be able to pull out the result. And it's just an undetermined string. I think for now, my session names can't have spaces. For some of you that have submitted tickets on that, you can't have a space in a session name for now, because it messes with the parsing logic. And so I could just say, like, I think for now, I'll just say, like, add this feature if you want. If they add the feature, then we'll allow it to render. And if you don't want it, then it just won't render. Now, this one, I need to, let's test it in Raycast and see what happens. I don't know what happens when we render colors in the terminal. Which I might start with just with the flag, like I for icon. That would probably be the most simplest approach. All right, so let's test it and see what happens. If we go to dot files, we need sesh, we need to, man, which sesh? All right, so check this out. I can take this path here, and I can tell the Raycast extension, oh, that's not going to work. Raycast sesh. We're going to tell this guy, hey, you are allowed to look here. This is hard coded, so I won't commit this or ship it, but it will make it easier for me to test. So we're going to say, hey, I want to connect to a sesh. You should be able to get it. Interesting. Come on, connect to sesh. The other thing I've done is I've symbolically linked this before. It's not my favorite way of doing it, but it is possible. So I've done a ln-s. I've done this before. Bin sesh to sesh. And that will show it. Hey, look at that. All right, so nerd fonts aren't supported by Raycast, and to my knowledge, they won't be, which is unfortunate because I really wanted like a nerd font picker in Raycast. And I think I reached out to somebody and they're like, yeah, you can't really do that. I was like, okay. So this is way simpler then. The -I flag adds icons. And this Raycast extension, I wouldn't have to change anything. This is an opt-in feature. And some people are like, Josh, why don't you make it a global config? Because then Raycast, I'd have to like explicitly set like a Raycast feature, like a Raycast flag, and like opt out of certain features. And it's just the whole thing that I don't really want. I don't want to do it that way. So let's do it the way I just discussed. So the action has context and the CLI. We have our command list. We're going to hide attached. We're going to icons, show nerd. Show. Yeah, let's do it. So then this guy becomes icons. Icons. So this guy now gets icons. All right, let's do it. We're almost done. Icons is a bool. And on my list, it's one of those things that I don't need it on session. So I'm not going to pass it in as an option on list. I'm just going to use icons. So if use icons, then we're going to do all this. Else we're just going to set this to that. Can I just do session name? Oh, and I got an error somewhere. Expected that. No, no comma. I guess we're just gonna, oh no. Don't do that every time. All right. Let's build. Okay, no icons. Dot files. My prints need to go away. Yes, they do. Was that on connect? It was. Connect. These. All right, so on the connect command. Oh yeah, I'll just always look for them. It's not a big deal for now. I should probably make these environmental variables or something, or just make them like hard-coded const variables, right? Like global variables that I can use for later. Okay. And then on dot files, we're going to say, please list with icons. Hey, look at that. We did it, chat. It's working. All right, so blue and cyan are the colors I'm picking for now. If people really want this, they have to opt into it. Sesh list does everything it did before. Sesh connects the files. Sesh connects sesh. Sweet. Now, the feature that I got rid of, and I don't know who's using this. I always use this pop-up, but some people have the option of saying sesh connect joshmanesky.com, right? And when you do that, sesh will look up that project based off of Zoxide. So why did that work? Why did I just get that? Oh, that one didn't. Raycast, why you gotta do me dirty like that? Josh Radesky.com. Oh, because I changed it. Yeah, we just talked about doing this, so we need to actually do it now. Okay, so sesh is not going to work. Sesh, because these variables need to be hard-coded. So let's make dir icons. So we're gonna Zoxide. Funny. All right. Let's take that. Icons. Package icon. Oh, I gotta type this again. Icons. And Zoxide. Expected declaration. Sorry. So that won't work. Do I have to set it to an object? Var. Okay. Var Zoxide equals the string, which is that value. Yes. That is it. Oh, okay. I have seen this before. All right, sweet. And that is, I need it to just be the icon itself. So now we would say the icon equals icon tmux, icon Zoxide. Do I gotta tidy this up? What's up? Or do I get to use lowercase? Yes. Any other questions? I still see some people hanging out as we kind of wrap up this feature, and I'm getting kind of tired, so I may call it here soon. Icons. Well, that might help. So icons go here. So icons go like that. I might just go ahead and simplify this, and I might just call this print with icon. And what? It's going to take in a session. All right, so then we'll print with icons. So if we're using icons, then we will print with icon the session. Otherwise, we're gonna print that out. Nice. And then my connect command is going to icons.tmux or icons.zuckside. Sweet. All right, so now we're not getting any cyclical dependencies. Raycast is going to print out what I expect. Let's make sure. I guess so. I guess we'll just ship it and we'll see if anyone runs into anything. Hopefully not. Let's try this. Yeah, see. That's why I need good testing. I'm still struggling to understand how to like mock integrations so that I can run the proper tests. Because even here, I would just want this sort of simple thing to come out. Go build. Can I not connect to anything? Print. We're still going to run into that issue. We haven't fixed that yet, and I don't think it's going to go away. Dot files. Let's go to dot files, please. So this guy, I still need it to come out as a string. I'll probably just put this in its own thing. So I have all these bin files. I have one called sesh start. I'll probably just call one sesh fcf tmux choose. Not the coolest name in the world, but it would totally work. And we'll go ahead and do something simple like this. And the command that gets run now is just a bash script. So not perfect. Can I not go to the last session? Oh yeah. Sesh. We will take my tmux file and we're going to rip all this. And we're going to cd config bin. And let's make the new sesh thing that I just wrote executable. And sesh fcf choose is going to do something like this. Why can't I get this right? All right, so let's take this. And now we are just going to let the user choose. So choice. equals this. So we're going to choose it, and then we're going to sesh connect using choice. Look how simple that is with a bash script. Yay. I don't know why FCF wanted to, or it wasn't FCF's fault. It was more this just not being great. All right, so sesh, what did I call this? FCF tmux choose. So that makes that even less. Is this going to blow up in my face? Returned 1. Why did that return 1? Choose returned 1. No, I want to output. Echo. Choice, choice, choice. Do I have a space here? Yes, I do. I guess we want to print if connect works or not. So this logic doesn't seem to play nice. Okay, so people aren't going to be able to use this immediately. So it's very unlikely that I'm just going to like ship it as is, because people are going to update, people are going to add the icon, and they're going to be like, wait, why doesn't this work? So I'll sleep on it. I'll think about it. I think it's cool. I really like this. I think it looks great. It's much better to iconify things. I think it's just kind of a nice touch to improving the experience overall. And so I think I'm going to wrap up here. Thanks for those that stuck around. Dan, good luck with your GoLang journey. It was nice to come in here. Glenn, thanks for the feedback. Jordan was here for a while. I do recommend that if you guys want to talk more about this stuff, head to my Discord. So if you go to my website, joshmedeski.com, which is linked on all my socials, including YouTube, you can click on the Discord button and you can join the server, and we talk about Go, and we talk about tmux, and we talk about all these things. And so it's really fun. And so, yeah, this was fun. Thanks for joining. Thanks for doing some code with me today. I had a good time. I'm going to call it a night. So thanks, guys. See you.